Did you hear the Joel Osteen thing?
Yeah, that fucking fraud. How dare you, Joel?
He lives in a basketball arena. Like I mean, he doesn't live in there, but his church is the old Houston Rockets basketball arena.
Yeah, and it's elevated.
Yeah, and it's got 16,000 room for like 16 to 18,000 people in
and
there.
And he won't bring people in.
Now he has. He got internet shamed.
Faith should never mean blind trust. Across the country, families are making hard choices. Grocery bills are higher than they were just a few years ago. Rent keeps rising. In many cities, families now spend more than 30% of their income just to keep a roof over their heads. Wages have not kept up. Every dollar matters. Yet even under pressure, many believers continue to give. Some send $50. Some send $100 a month. They believe their sacrifice helps someone in deeper need. They believe it feeds the hungry, shelters the homeless, supports missions. One longtime donor said they cut back on groceries just to keep their monthly gift going. They want to believe they are making a difference. But when nearly $90 million flows through one church in a single year, and only a small fraction goes to charity, the question becomes unavoidable. So is this sacrifice funding relief or something else entirely? And once you see how the system works, it changes the way you look at every offering plate. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. Most large nonprofits in America must file a public tax document called IRS Form 990. It shows revenue, salaries, major expenses, and how much goes to programs versus overhead. Anyone can look it up. Donors can verify where their money goes. But churches are different. By law, they are exempt from filing Form 990. That means a church handling tens of millions of dollars each year is not required to publish detailed financial breakdowns for public review. Lakewood Church operates under that exemption. So while donors give faithfully, they cannot easily access line-by-line disclosures of executive compensation, vendor contracts, or internal allocations. Reporting from the Houston Chronicle has pointed out how unusual this level of privacy is compared to secular charities of similar size. Smaller nonprofits must open their books. Larger churches do not. Legally, this is allowed, but for donors, it creates a gap. Giving becomes an act of trust without verification, and when trust replaces transparency, accountability becomes harder to measure. So if the books are mostly closed, how do we know where the money actually goes? One rare window into the numbers came through reporting by the Houston Chronicle. The paper obtained financial statements for Lakewood Church for the fiscal year ending in 2017. That year, the church reported close to $90 million in donations and revenue. The breakdown tells a story. About $31.7 million went to weekly services and programs. One that includes running the former NBA arena, production teams, music, staging, lighting, and operations. Another $25.1 million funded television ministry that covers national and international airtime, broadcast production, and global distribution. Night of Hope events added roughly $6.7 million in expenses. Administrative costs totaled about $1.5 million. Fundraising added another $1.9 million. And missions and charitable outreach, between $1.2 and $2 million. Just over 1% of the total budget. The numbers are not hidden rumors. They came from the church's own statements obtained through outside reporting. When you compare $25 million for media to roughly 1% for charity, the contrast becomes hard to ignore. The question is not whether the money was spent. It was. The question is what priority that spending reveals. And once you see that ratio, another contrast begins to form. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. In 2005, Joel Osteen announced he no longer takes a salary from Lakewood Church. That decision is often cited as proof that he does not live off church donations. Instead, his income comes from book advances and royalties. Major publishers have sold millions of copies of his titles through retailers and events. Lakewood's media platform broadcasts his sermons across the world. Those broadcasts often feature his books as suggested resources. The church funds the media reach. The books generate personal royalties. Legally, that structure is separate, but the relationship is close. Now look at River Oaks in Houston. Public records describe Osteen's home at roughly 17,000 square feet. Send monthly gifts do not earn that much in a year. The contrast is sharp. A family cutting grocery costs, A pastor living in one of the city's most expensive neighborhoods. One says sacrifice, the other says success. Both can be true at once. But when donors see that gap, it raises a quiet question. If the church spends millions on media and its leader earns millions from books promoted on that platform, where exactly does ministry end and business begin? In 2020, as businesses closed and churches stopped in-person services, the federal government launched the Paycheck Protection Program. It was designed to help employers keep workers on payroll during shutdowns, which public records later showed that Lakewood Church received a $4.4 million PPP loan. The church said the funds supported more than 300 employees while services were suspended. Legally, churches qualified for the program. Many applied, but when news spread that one of the largest churches in America accepted taxpayer-backed relief, critics reacted fast. Some questioned why a ministry that reported tens of millions in annual revenue needed emergency federal aid. Others pointed to the personal wealth of Joel Osteen and asked whether optics mattered. Under mounting public scrutiny, Lakewood later repaid the loan in full. The money went back. The controversy did not. For some donors, the issue was not legality. It was a priority. If reserves existed, why apply? If finances were strong, why rely on public funds? And if transparency is limited, how would anyone outside the organization know the full picture? The loan was returned, but the doubt lingered. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. In late 2021, a plumber working at Lakewood Church made a startling discovery. Behind a bathroom wall, hundreds of envelopes filled with cash and checks were found. Houston police traced the funds back to an unsolved 2014 theft when about $600,000 in donations had disappeared from the church. No new arrests were made, but the incident exposed a serious breakdown in internal financial controls. For donors, it became a symbol of how little oversight existed behind the polished stage and broadcast studios. Millions of dollars given in faith had literally sat hidden for years. The story spread online, one raising questions about accountability and the safeguards meant to protect donated funds. Families who cut back on essentials to give felt uneasy. They wondered, if money could vanish into a wall unnoticed, what else might be slipping through the cracks? Much of the donor-funded budget at Lakewood Church goes to media. Television broadcasts, online streaming, production costs, and event promotion together consume tens of millions each year. These platforms are not just for ministry, they also amplify Joel Osteen's personal brand. Books, speaking engagements, and merchandise gain exposure through the same broadcasts. The relationship is circular. Donations fund media. Media promotes books. Books generate royalties for the pastor. Legally separate yet financially intertwined. For the average donor, this is nearly invisible. And they see the polished production and hear the sermons. They may believe every dollar goes to missions or outreach. But when media dominates spending, the balance between charity and promotion shifts, and as families continue to tighten budgets at home, the contrast becomes sharper. If the primary use of millions is media infrastructure rather than direct aid, trust becomes a delicate question, one that each donor must weigh carefully. And just when the picture seems clear, another layer of scrutiny appears. Today, millions of donors continue to give to Lakewood Church in faith, believing their money supports those in need. Yet the financial picture raises tough questions. A vast media budget, high-profile events, personal wealth, and the minimal percentage spent on direct outreach. Transparency isn't just a principle, it's a test of trust. And when donors sacrifice to give, when families tighten budgets and skip essentials, what assurances exist that their contributions truly reach the people they intend to help? The IRS exemptions, the layered controversies, and the hidden cash all point to a system built on faith but shielded from scrutiny. For every dollar given, the unanswered question remains, is it charity or is it sustaining an empire? And as the debate continues, one question lingers for viewers. When trust is tested this way, what will you demand next?